Hey everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's Tuckshop Network Meeting. It's the last one for the year, which I am both a bit happy and sad about. I have enjoyed definitely seeing everybody every couple of weeks and sharing information and learning from you guys as well. But I certainly will enjoy getting a couple of extra hours back into my fortnight to get some other tasks done. So the topic for today is healthy catering, healthy profits. Before we get started today, though, I would just like to acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land across Australia and in which we meet today. I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. I also like to think of it as men and women have been meeting for thousands of years on these lands to talk about the health of their children and their community. And so I like to think that we are continuing that legacy in a respectful way. So if you haven't met me yet, I'm Naomi. I'm the project manager for the Healthy Tuckshops program. I am a dietitian by trade, and you can find me at Quast generally Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. I also travel around and spend some time out on the ground with you wonderful people in the tuck shops, which I absolutely love doing. My contact details are on the screen there. But I will email out everybody after this has finished. And so you can keep my contact details handy if you have any questions or queries or anything that you would like to run by me in terms of helping you and supporting you run healthy, profitable tuck shops. So if you haven't been to one of these sessions before, I generally give you a bit of a Quast update on what's been happening for us as an organisation. We then cover the topic, which today, as you know, is healthy catering, healthy profits. And I guess I picked this topic because when I'm out and about visiting tuck shops, a lot of tuck shops do have the capacity to include catering as part of their business model, or they might already be providing it, but they might not have costed out their kind of catering options appropriately, so they're not making the money that they would like to or that they could be. We also see some tuck shops that do absolutely wonderful things, and so I guess I just wanted to highlight some of the successes that tuck shops are having in the catering space as well. So catering can be healthy for both your school community as well as healthy for your tuck shop's bottom line. We generally have some time for questions and answers at the end of the session, and I also just ask everybody to have their their microphones on mute because it does pick up a little bit of extra background noise. And I just also would like for everybody to pop their names in the names of the school in the Zoom chat. We just do this because we provide information to Health and Wellbeing Queensland, who help fund part of this program. In regards to, we just give them some statistics on the regions in which we cover in Queensland. And so we don't tell them who's coming or what school you're from, but we just keep a list of those regions that we reach so that we can demonstrate to them that we are meeting, our requirement or requirement for funding, which is reaching all state schools in Queensland. So a little bit of a Quast update. You might have received an email a couple of weeks ago about our annual Tuck Shop survey, which is your chance to have a say about the support we offer, the information we give, the resources that we provide. You can scan the QR code on the screen there as well, and it will take you straight to the survey. I do encourage you to please take a couple of minutes to do that. We do use the information to inform us in the direction in which we will take next year in terms of the services that we provide and the information that we deliver, because we want to make sure we're doing what's valuable and on point for all you wonderful people on the ground. We also have a Tuck Shop Conversations Facebook group. So this is for conveners to connect with each other. So you ask to join this group, and then you can ask questions, you can give feedback on other people's questions, and it's a place where you can keep up to date with things that are going on with Quast. It's a great little, communication and networking tool. In terms of some updates on the website, there's a new case study there from Oxley State School and the process they went through to reopen their tuck shop, which is a really great story. We also had the pleasure of chatting to the team over at Everton Park State School, and they run a very successful kind of volunteer model. And so we had a chat with them about all the things that they do to keep their volunteers engaged and happy. So that's a really well worth the read. Chrissy literally just published on the website how running a successful donations drive, which is something that we do suggest for some tuck shops, so jump on and have a read of that. And one new recipe is up on the website, which was Ipswich State High School's entry for Recipe of the Year, which was a veggie packed lasagna. So thanks to Emma for submitting that one. I do have a couple more recipes that I am hoping to publish in the next little bit. So keep your eyes out for new recipes that hit the ground. And again, if there's a resource that you're looking for and you can't find it, please let us know, as there's a good chance others will also find it valuable. So Chrissy just posted this little video as well, so I'll share that. Hopefully you can hear it. When Chrissy sent that through to me before, I got all goosebumpy. It was so lovely to see everyone's smiling faces, and also to see how much people value and appreciate the hard work that all you wonderful people do out and about in the tuck shops. So I guess I just wanted to flag to everybody as well that in the next year, Chrissy and I are definitely planning on spending a little bit more time out and about in regional areas. It's not really a tour, but in the sense we're just trying to travel a little bit more. So we have penciled in a trip to Cairns in term 1, Central Queensland in term 2, and Townsville in term 3. So we're committed to providing support to every tuck shop in Queensland, regardless of where you are located. We want you to feel that you can come to us for advice and support, and we know that's easier to do if you feel like you know us. So we see value in making sure, we get out and about, but also to make sure that some of our offerings and training and what we do can be done face to face. Travel has always been a big hurdle for Quast and for tuck shops because everyone runs on a really narrow budget as it is. And so we are going to try and run training and event and undertake a few services while we are in out and about, so then we can justify the travel costs and we don't have to pass it on to any of the schools. If you are interested in a tune-up or training, talk to your P&C or your business manager about it now, and then get back in touch with us so we can pop your name and school down as being interested. Also, if you have a space that we could use for either the network meeting or to run the course, we would also love to hear from you as well. People love seeing other tuck shops and talking to other tuck shop conveners out and about. So if you've got a space that we can utilize, we would love to hear from you as well. And again, if you've got a topic that you would like covered in these meetings or any network meetings, please reach out. There might be a little bit of leeway in the dates there, depending on interest. If there's a reason to stay longer, we absolutely will. Start chatting to your P&C now, and let us know if you're interested. So we are here to support you wherever you are located. So why catering? Why should we consider adding it to our tuck shop services? So when I head out and about to tune-ups, I often talk to tuck shops and P&Cs about ways that they can improve the income of the tuck shop, and increasing staff spend is one way. If we offer fresh, delicious catering options for staff to utilise while they're at school, then they're more likely to use the tuck shop for personal purchases day to day. So Hayley from Logan Reserve State School has been doing a catering service since 2024, and the aspect she loves most about it is that she can be a bit more creative with it. So she feels like she can offer a bit more pizzazz than the usual tuck shop menu. So you already have the equipment, you already have the suppliers, and you may have the time. So why not consider catering as an additional bonus to your tuck shop income? If you just think about how much platters cost from the supermarket or from a local cafe, they're really expensive. And so wouldn't it be better off that money coming into the tuck shop and the school to benefit the kids in the long run? So, as I said, Hayley started catering in 2024, and she thinks it has brought up to $5,000 to her annual profit through the tuck shop. So some tuck shops don't even make $5,000 in profit in general. So imagine adding that to what you already to your bottom line. So another way catering is another way that you can contribute to the school community. So you're reinforcing and reminding that the tuck shop is central to the school. It can also be quite convenient. So no one needs to go out and pick up catering. It's there on site, and it can be adapted to dietary needs without too much fuss, because you're probably doing that in your general tuck shop operations anyway. So what events could you consider catering for? So you could consider catering for professional development for staff that they undertake on site, particularly towards the beginning of the year. So I know our school has like full days of professional development at the start of the year before the students start. So if that's something you wanted to do, think about promoting orders for January now. You could also cater for official events and graduations, open days, or welcome to prep or orientation days. I know our primary school always does a Tim Tams morning on the first day of school for new parents. So how great would it be that we could, offer to cater for this event for a small fee to the school, in which then we can showcase some of the tuck shop menu items, we can meet new parents, and then that money is coming to us instead of the supermarket down the road. You can also consider catering for community events such as a P&C function. So does your P&C run a trivia night? You might want to offer to run the barbecue or cater on site for that event. So things to consider before you launch into offering a catering service as part of your tuck shop. So catering is not going to suit every tuck shop. So things you need to consider before you commit to it. Do you have the time? So first and foremost, you're there to serve the student body. You do not want catering to take away from the service you're providing to the students. It needs to be an addition. You also need time to set up a menu and do some marketing around the catering options that you can provide. You need to consider how you will cater for allergens and dietary requirements. You most likely do this as part of your service anyway, but consider what options you will have available to be able to help meet common dietary requirements. So for example, when Chrissy and I went to Bundaberg a couple of weeks ago, we weren't sure what people's dietaries were for the network meeting, so we just decided to make a gluten-free platter. So we had lots of fruit, veggies, some dip, cheese, and we made sure the crackers we bought were gluten-free, so then it did cater to those dietaries if anybody needed that. Also, you need to consider, do you have enough room in your fridge or cold storage for food that you prepare? Or if you're providing hot food, do you have enough hot hold equipment for the volume of catering that you're providing? Remember that the timing of catering needs to fit in with the hours in which you work. So if you're asked to cater for food for an evening function, if it's hot food, you need to make sure you're paid additional hours to manage that and include those hours as part of your catering invoice. Another consideration as well is you don't necessarily want to be providing a hot lunch at the same time that you're going to be serving your hot food for break. So if someone wanted a lunch, you might need to consider, can that be sandwiches and platters, stuff that you can organise in the morning before, so it doesn't kind of impact on the service that you're already providing through the tuck shop. You also need to consider the quantity of food that you might be required to make. Are you able to produce enough catering for an all-staff professional development day? Can you do that on your own, or do you need the assistance of a volunteer or a tuck shop assistant? If you are pulling in additional people, again, make sure that's factored into the cost of your catering. So when you think of catering, the food is always presented really well. So similar to tuck shop meals, think about using clear packaging where possible to highlight how bright and colourful the food is. And also consider alternatives to your single-use plastics if you can. It's also important to keep records of what events you cater for, the quantities that you make, and the income that it's generated. Report it separately, but still part of your tuck shop profit and loss, so you can review its contributions. So I hope everybody is familiar with this document, otherwise I'm not doing my job very well. So Smart Choices is the Education Queensland Food and Drink Supply Strategy. So in it, it does state that school food and drinks include all situations where food is supplied in the school environment. So this does include tuck shops, fundraising and school events, celebrations and sports days. Given this definition, it's important that we aim to provide catering that aligns with Smart Choices where possible, which is providing mostly green and amber options. As I mentioned in our meeting a month ago, Smart Choices will be transitioning to a better choice in 2027, so that aligns with other Queensland Government food and drink supply strategies. This is a really good thing. I think it will address some of the problems and concerns that people have had with Smart Choices. So it's still a while away yet. So at the moment, we've still got Smart Choices for another year, but we will keep you posted with any movements in regards to that transition. So pricing, as with when you price your menu items, you need to make sure that your catering includes the cost of ingredients, the packaging, and the time that it takes you to prepare those items. So we know everyone loves to see and hear what other tuck shops are doing. And so to see kind of this catering service in action, I'm just going to talk you through a few things that Kawongan State School Tuck Shop do to make their catering service a success. So Kawongan's up in Harvey Bay, and Chrissy and I had the pleasure of visiting these ladies in their beautiful refurbished tuck shop a couple of weeks ago. They do a phenomenal job at serving students and staff through their tuck shop, and the addition of catering was a very easy win for them. So they cater for staff events and external organisations that use the school facilities. So they have everything in one place for catering, and it's all in a folder in the office, which is easy to find. They've costed out all of their catering recipes to include packaging, staff, and the staff time, and they also so they know exactly what to charge each person. They also have the recipe instructions on that costing sheet as well, so it's all in one easy place. They keep handy the catering guide for tuck shops, which is a resource that we have on our website. I'll send it through to everybody when I email you at the end. It's a great link. It's got some excellent pointers and also some inspiration in there for catering. So just a little bit closer look at their costing out. So here's how they've costed a quinoa salad. It makes 12 serves and it costs them around $2.50 to make. They, on their catering menu, this is listed at $7 per person, which means they're making a profit of about $4.50 per serve. So if they're doing this for 10 to 12 people, that's, $50 additional income for making this salad. You don't need to create a specific spreadsheet like this from scratch. You can use the cost markup resource spreadsheet to make something like this. And then it does all of the number crunching for you, and it can help you determine what price you're going to put on it for catering. So we do suggest that you go through and do this process for all items that are going to be on your catering menu so that you make sure you're setting the correct price. So they have that markup set for 182% on that salad, which is excellent. So they also have a form, and it's important that you have a catering form if you're going to do some catering that steps out when, where, how, what, and how much catering is required and all those things. So this form asks about dietary requirements as well, and when's the catering required? Is it a morning tea? Is it a lunch? Number of people attending, things like that. So QOS do have an example catering form on the website as well that you can download and adapt for your school to save you reinventing the wheel. So I appreciate everyone's busy, and marketing is something that we don't often get time to do. However, a product needs to be seen in order to be sold. So if you're going to do some catering, staff need to know about it. Talk to your business manager, talk to the principal, talk to the P&C, anyone who is likely to use catering on site. Make sure they know what you do, how to order, what's on offer, what you charge, all of the things. Remind them frequently that catering is available. Don't just do it at the start of the year and then never revisit it. Make it easy for people to order catering, choose what they want, and also to pick it up. When you do catering, take some photos of how great your platters and your goods look. Make sure that you share this to remind people that you are offering this service. So here's some examples of some lovely photos here. So these are from Tegan at Kingaroy State High School, who I only met yesterday at the Tuckshop Manager course. And she mentioned that she does some catering. And so I hit her up for a whole bunch of pictures because I thought they looked delicious. She offers catering to staff and organisation that use the school's facilities, and she already has a dancer Stedford booked in for 3 days during some school holidays next year. So that's 3 days worth of catering, 3 days additional income that gets added to her bottom line, which is wonderful. Tegan also loves the catering side of things, particularly with the weight that it adds to her tuck shop bottom line. So on the screen there, I think there's bruschetta on the left. Looks like a fruit and custard dessert in the middle. And she also does a lot of platters, which are excellent to have lots of fruit, veg, crackers, cheese, and a little bit of meat on there. So if you're not sure where to start in terms of some catering, the Sports Day barbecue is an easy win for catering and to get some additional funds into the Tuckshop bank account. So I was at a primary school recently, and when I was going through their financials, it had that they had made $4,000 at their Sports Day barbecue. And I thought, that's too much. That can't be true. So I asked both the convener and the PNC president just to confirm that amount. I thought there might have been a typo. But no, they both come back and said, yep, that's the amount we would make on a Sports Day barbecue. So that actually turned out to be, like that $4,000 is about half of the profit that tuck shop makes for a whole year. So it's a very valuable event for them to do. So if you are going to do a Sports Day barbecue, make sure you close the tuck shop for the day because you don't want to be trying to run a tuck shop service as well as the barbecue. Consider making it a meal deal. How can you upsell it? How can you increase that student spend by offering a drink, a snack, and the barbecue item? And think about options that might make the school barbecue a bit more appealing to teachers and parents as well. So can we do a burger patty as well as a snag? Our school swimming club does a barbecue on Friday nights, and the patties that they use are delicious. They serve it on a burger with some fairly simple salad. The cook time is the same, whether they're cooking a patty or a sausage, but the bottom line is the burger is way more appealing and offers more of a profit to the swimming club than just a simple sausage on a piece of bread. And it also takes care of my Friday night dinner because then I don't have to come home and cook for everybody else. So we do have a catering guide for tuck shops, which does have a list of some ideas and what to consider, as well as some inspiration for breakfast, snacks and lunch. So I will send this through to everybody when we finish. As I said, there is an order form available on the website, and there are those recipe costing templates available as a member resource that you can tweak for catering to ensure that you're pricing menu items accordingly. Does anybody have any questions? All good. So what's next? 2026. I don't really want to think about it. But yeah, we've penciled in the meetings for week 4, 6 and 8 of term 1. If there is a topic, please let me know that you're interested in having covered. More than happy, to get some ideas from you wonderful people out and about on the ground. As always, a recording of the session will be available online, and I'll send you through a copy of the PowerPoint and any links, including the Tuckshop survey link, which we really would appreciate any feedback that you can offer, good, indifferent, constructive. to help us guide the services that we provide to Queensland. Keep in touch. We're here to support you. And I think this is the first time I'm going to say this, but I hope everybody has a safe and a happy Christmas and enjoy your break.